Galatasaray are going to Anfield with a 1-0 lead. How should Galatasaray approach the game and what can we expect from Liverpool? Let's begin with Galatasaray. First of all, their 11 I think they will start with Uğurcan Çakır in goal, Sasha Boye as right back, Singo and Abdulkarim as centre backs, Sanchez is suspended as we know, Jakobs as left back, Lemina and Torreira as central midfielders, Gabriel Sara, who has just been called up to the Brazilian national team as attacking midfielder, Barış Alper and Noah Lang as wingers, and Osimhen on top. It is two unsure players here because out of the rumors, people think that Salah will start ahead of Sasha Boye and Sané will start before Noah Lang. Let's begin with the right back situation. First of all, as we saw in Turin against Juventus away, it is natural when you're facing these strong teams that they will get their wingers to get their face towards our goal and come into 1-versus-1 situations much more often than at Rams Park. Therefore, I believe we need a much better defensive right back there because Salah, yes, he has done extremely well as right back, but when he's facing wingers who can and have time to face with the ball towards our goal, he is struggling. We saw it against Juventus that when Sasha Boye came in, how much more comfortable he was in those 1-versus-1 situations. But again, if Liverpool's plan is to start with, for example, Wirtz, then a player like Salah, who is very good in the offensive marking and not letting those players breathe whatsoever, then of course it is good to start with Salah. And another thing, Liverpool is a very possession-oriented team. So maybe, it's good to start with, for example, Salah there because they are not threatening so much behind the defense. That's one thing. And their wingers, like Gakpo, is not that natural 1-versus-1 winger. He's good at it, I think, when he has his day. But if they start with their 17-year-old winger Rio, then it's another situation because he's extremely good in the 1-versus-1 situations as we saw against Tottenham and has seen this season. He's just an exceptional talent. As winger, Noah Lang or Sané, I believe that Noah Lang deserves to play because of his performances last week. Yes, he was poor in the first half against Başakşehir, but in the second half, he was crucial on the set piece where Singo scored and on our third goal where he played Yunus through there, who played to Naga. And I think it is very important in this game to keep the ball when you can. For example, against Liverpool at home, we struggled extremely in the first minutes. But then when you had a player like Noah Lang, who could keep the ball when we were in, high pressing from Liverpool, then it is very important to have a player like Noah Lang who can keep the ball and, letting us breathe for some seconds. It's the same with Gabriel Sara, who has that role as well. Therefore, I think Noah Lang should start. But again, I will, of course, respect, and Okan Hoxha knows best his decisions. So, yeah, I think Noah Lang deserves to play. Other than that, Galatasaray can't defend for 90 minutes and hope for 0-0. We need to go there and try to win the game, which I mean by that, especially how you approach the game. Of course, if it is 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left, then you can defend or whatever. But we need to go in with the mindset that we need to attack when we can, especially on counters with Barış Alper, with Osimhen, to have players like Gabriel Sara and Noah Lang who can open up a defense when they got space and time to do that, and just take care of that final decision, especially from Gabriel Sara. I expect more from Gabriel Sara in that terms. He is doing so much good for us in the build-ups, involving himself, set pieces, But just the final passes and final choices, if it is his passing or shots, if Gabriel Sara can just improve a bit more there, he can just get his performance to be, if it is 8 out of 10, be 9 or 10 out of 10, because he's coming into those situations where, he tries to play Osimhen through, try to play Barišalpe through, or does a wrong mistake or choice. So it will be very crucial there. Also, Galatasaray on the set pieces, we have seen that Liverpool has been weak defensively, but they have been good offensively on set pieces. Therefore, it's very important with Singo, Abdul Kerim, Osimhen, Lemina to be there on the set pieces. Other than that, we have a chance to go to the quarterfinals, but it depends that all of the players are 100%, because to go to Anfield, especially in the Champions League, is so difficult. So let's look at Liverpool's 11, which is expected or not, I don't know. With Alisson, who didn't play against us at Rams Park, in goal. Szoboszlai as right back, I will come back to that. Konate and Van Dijk as centre backs. Kerkez as left back. Gravenberg and McAllister as central midfielders. Wirtz as attacking midfielder. Mohamed Salah and Gakpo as wingers, and Ekitike on top. First of all, why do I think this will be their 11? That's because I think that they will go into the game and try to have as much as possession as possible. Because one thing is that it is at Anfield. Another thing is that Arne Slot's philosophy is a very possession-oriented playing style. And to try to have a player like Szoboszlai there to try to overload the midfielders and then have Wirtz more higher up on the pitch. Another thing is that, Liverpool's planning before the season is a bit strange when you're looking back at it, because they didn't buy a natural right back. Frimpong is more like a wing back. They have Bradley, but he's injured. So therefore, you need to use Szoboszlai there. I think he will play there. I think this is like Slots, if he doesn't get the result they want here, he is very pressured and can get fired from, what you read. And the Liverpool fans are very fed up with him. And I don't think most of the Liverpool fans are agreeing with this 11, because they want Szoboszlai higher up on the pitch. That's one thing. They are really tired of Gakpo. That's another thing. And McAllister has performed very poorly lately. So I've seen, when you are seeing on Reddit, for example, people will say, why do you take it from Reddit? But the fans knows most often, because they're following their team so closely. Then I've seen like Frimpong on the right back, Szoboszlai as central midfielder, McAllister out, and Rio as left winger, their youngster. We will see what Arne Slot will do. I don't think he will take that risk, because I think he will take his most trusted players. I saw an analysis from Jamie Carragher, who said that Liverpool had 99% chance to go through facing us. But they had a good analysis on Liverpool's situation right now. The one thing is their pressing, which has been so poorly this season, and it showed some clips where, for example, Ekitike is struggling. Gakpo is sometimes going down as the wing back to support Kerkez. McAllister is too late in that pressing often. Mohamed Salah is not the best pressing player anymore. So it's just this Liverpool team, lost some very crucial players last season. First of all, Jota, let him rest in peace. First of all, when a team loses a player like that, it is just so difficult, especially mentally, to handle. So, you need to just respect that. That's another thing. But the player Jota was, with this pressing, winning the ball in the final third, and his movements, behind the defense, always bullying the defenders. Nunes, another player who was extremely good in the pressing, also, running behind the defense, being more versatile. The same with Diaz. Those three players, and you are comparing them to Wirtz, Gakpo, and Ekitike, it's just a whole different world, especially in the pressing game. Ekitike is struggling much more to take out the center back and just be in the pressing and be good there. So, but Galatasaray is not the type of team that I think will try to play out and keep much possession. But if you can punish Liverpool there as well, because if they're taking up people and they're not good in the pressing, you can easily get into overload if you are playing them out. Another thing is, they are not threatening enough behind the defense. Ikiteke loves to just be everywhere on the pitch. He can also run behind the defense. Gakpo likes to get his ball on his feet. Wirtz likes to get his ball on his feet. Mohamed Salah likes to get his ball in his feet. Therefore, this Liverpool team has been very static. But again, they came on third place in the Champions League league phase. So it is an exceptional team if they has their day. But again, they lost points against Tottenham, so their manager Arne Slot is in very big trouble right now if he doesn't get through against Galatasaray. Just want to end this video with Gabriel Sara has been taken up to the Brazilian national team. So deserved, if you ask me. And what a compliment to Galatasaray. Of course, this is Gabriel Sara's work. But again, Galatasaray, to get a player from Championship in England, getting him to play, and play in the Champions League and being called up to the Brazilian national team, that is just a huge compliment to Galatasaray, first of all. And another thing, Okano just said this before, that the most difficult thing for us is to get players, young talents, not young talents, but young exceptional talents, because they often want to play in the biggest leagues in the world. One of the things there is because they want to get to their national teams. But now when a player who's never been called up to the Brazilian national team, one thing is if he had been called up before or, had a big name or whatsoever. But Gabriel Sara is like a nobody in Brazil. If you're thinking about the Brazilian national team, due to all respect to him. So it is just for Galatasaray, I think they will gain a lot on this, to just bring in new players if you want these young, exceptional talents, or these players like Gabriel Sara, playing in Championship when you're 24, 25 years old, getting him in front of the Premier League clubs. It's just well done by Galatasaray. So I really hope he's getting his debut, because yes, he's been called up, but another thing is to get some minutes. I really wish that for him. So yeah, just a huge win for Galatasaray in overall, and I think we'll win a lot on it. So yeah, that was it, guy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's hope that Galatasaray win and comes through to the quarterfinals. Anyway, I'm proud of this team, but let's not stop here. Let's go to the Anfield and be brave and go for the qualification to the quarterfinals. That was it, guys. I hope to see you soon. Bye.